Shall we start or shall we wait 1 more minute? Maybe some more colleagues will come. Okay. You're good? I know you're good. Okay. Thank you. So, dear colleagues, thank you very much for responding to our call. I want to make an important announcement. About an hour ago, Russia and China put into blue draft Security Council resolution. It's very short, so I will read it aloud. I think you will bear with me. The Security Council, recalling its resolution 2231, 2015, acknowledging the importance of finding a negotiated diplomatic solution to the issues related to resolution 2231, 2015, recognizing the necessity of allowing additional time for negotiations on this matter, Para 1 decides to technically extend for 6 months till 18 April 2026 the 10-year term after the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, adoption day, indicated in Resolution 2231, 2015, and its annexes, with a possibility for a further extension. Para 2 urges all initial participants of the JCPOA to immediately resume negotiations on the matters related to the Resolution 2231 and the JCPOA. That's it. It's a very short text. I think it's absolutely clear, self-explanatory, unlike many other Security Council resolutions. And I will make some additional comments. So now the world is at crossroads. It's quite clear. One option is peace, diplomacy, goodwill, normal human contact. Another option is kind of diplomacy at the barrel of the gun. Hands extortion and blackmail, all other things. The second option is clearly represented by the action that was triggered today by France, UK, and Germany. You all know that they circulated a letter triggering so-called snapback. I will not explain you this procedure in detail. I think everybody who is knowledgeable of this fact doesn't have such a necessity. But I will say that this move by European countries, in our view, has absolutely no legal bearing, because they were not implementing Resolution 2231 in good faith. For example, they did nothing in terms of lifting sanctions against Iran during the so-called transition day 2 years ago. They are acting absolutely in breach of JCPOA in each and every sense and letter and spirit of this document. They have not exhausted the mechanisms foreseen by JCPOA, first and foremost dispute resolution mechanism. So we do not think that this move by these 3 countries should entail any action from the Council. This is our very strong and principled conviction. Of course, it will affect the overall climate over the issues related to Iranian nuclear program. It will complicate international cooperation in this regard. So we think that the option that proposed Russia and China today is a way that everybody should follow in order to avoid complications, in order to avoid problems, serious problems for international peace and security, in order to give some chance and breathing space for diplomacy. So once again, we believe that the move by E3 cannot and should not entail any legal or procedural effect. It's a mere escalatory step. It's something that is absolutely showing that the Western countries do not know what is diplomacy about. They don't care about diplomacy. They care only about blackmail and threats and coercion of independent countries.
Ambassador, have you requested a pardon?
Not yet. We are thinking about it. You know that when resolution is put into blue, the vote can be requested at any moment. And that is something that we are now thinking about with our partners. And countries that support us are much more numerous than simply Russia and China.
Yeah. Mr. Ambassador, if you really believe that these countries who started this snapback process are just interested in making, problems. And so what hope do you hold for your resolution, draft resolution, to pass in the Security Council? And do you really believe that in 6 months, all these problems with Iran and their violations of the JCPOA will be solved?
We believe in common sense. We believe in diplomacy. We believe in the fact that many countries understand what can follow if this situation is going to the spiral of violence and further breach of international law. I also need to remind you about the context where this whole is happening. The IAEA repeatedly failed to notice any threats for in terms of nuclear proliferation from Iranian nuclear program. So regardless of what...
Well, they confirmed the violations of Iran to the...
This is interpretation. This is interpretation. And we all know that the measures that were taken by Iran in terms of uranium enrichment, they were taken in response to the US withdrawal from JCPOA, and these measures can easily be reviewed. So Iran was always open to diplomatic solution of this issue. United States abandoned JCPOA, and since then the situation started to deteriorate. So we should not confuse the real source of the problem that happened in 2018. Also, we shouldn't forget about the context of absolutely unlawful strikes that were conducted against Islamic Republic of Iran in June by Israel and then by the United States, including against the objects that are placed under the JCPOA safeguards. So this was, and this still is, a serious breach of international law, and we cannot ignore this context. So these countries that want to follow further on the path of escalation, they continue breaching international law. Maybe they still believe in the so-called rules-based international order, but in their action they show that this international order has nothing to do with international law. This is very obvious. So we believe in common sense, we believe in peace, we believe in diplomacy, and the option that Russia and China is now providing for the whole world should lead us to this aim without further problems.
The extension, do you think it's consistent with your argument sorry, with your argument that this is not a legal move? If it's not legal, why are you trying to extend it? Is there inherent sort of clash there if you don't think they're not member of JCPOA anymore, the E3, and they have no legal basis to even trigger a snapback? So why are you extending it? Can you simply say that...
Make no mistake, our move is not linked to snapback. It's just coincided. We launched the work on this resolution a long time ago. Before even the intention of these A3 countries to launch snapback. First. Second, if you were listening to me attentively, I quoted para 2 of our resolution where we call for initial participants in the JCPOA. It means that this implies that now, of course, certain countries cannot be considered to be members of the JCPOA. For example, United States. I haven't heard about these 3 countries leaving JCPOA, but by their actions, they already put themselves outside of the legal framework of this document. This is true. So the call is for the initial participants in JCPOA to come back to where we started and to find a solution to this issue.
And if the snapback goes through and they veto your resolution, does Russia find itself obligated to the previous sanctions? Do you think that is legal? Those previous sanctions will hold water, or are you going to implement them? Or
this question has no legal bearing because their move is legally null and void, and we are not in hypothetics so far because we haven't yet called for the vote, and we don't know what will follow then. We hope that the common sense will prevail even with these 3 countries that have already made this absolutely illegal move. But we are not bound by this move in any way in the Security Council.
So, thank you, Ambassador.
Yes.
So I think, Ambassador, my name is Yu from Kyoto News. I have one question about to make sure the relationship between snapback and your draft resolution. So if the draft resolution is adopted, will the 30 days deadline for snapback also be stopped and extended? Yeah,
We call for the extension of the provisions of 2231. It means, of course, that any action, any considerable action within the framework of 2231 will also be suspended and prolonged to the next stage. But again, don't forget that we do not acknowledge the legal grounds behind this snapback. So for us, nothing happened. What we are speaking about is the extension of 2231 as such.
So how was your reaction about the snapback?
Our reaction?
Yeah.
Disappointment, of course, because we believe that we are dealing with serious people with serious intention, and it looks like that we are dealing with some kind of, I don't know, gangsters. So that's it.
Just to clarify, if snapback happens in 30 days, Russia will not implement the UN sanctions.
Snapback has not happened. It was not launched.
I know, but in 30 days, if this process comes to a conclusion...
How can it come to a conclusion if it is not started? Be consistent in your precise assumptions.
Would Russia implement UN sanctions on Iran again?
And they are not being introduced.
If they are.
How can they be introduced if the snapback that is being launched right now is illegal?
Well, that's your opinion.
I don't
I'm not
see.
sure about the rest
I
of the
don't
council.
see any consistency in your question. So be logical. Sorry?
Why do you call it illegal?
I can't hear.
Why do you call it illegal?
I explained to you because these countries were breaching JCPOA. They were not observing the provisions of JCPOA, and they have not exhausted the mechanisms that are provided by JCPOA. First of all, the DRC. So that's why they don't have any reasons to appeal to this document, because they were not implementing it, not in good faith, not technically in any way. I think that's what international law prescribes to us. If it's about rules-based international order, if they live in this paradigm, it's up to them. But we live within the paradigm of international law.
Ambassador, do you have any comments about the timing of the E3 doing this right now, 1 month before high-level week and before the Russian Federation is the presidency of the Council in October? Do you have any comments about the timing of this at all?
I didn't think about, frankly, because we do not consider it as a legal move. So timing is very secondary in this regard. Any more questions?
Actually, one more question.
Okay.
Thank you. So is it possible Russia can bring a new draft resolution to Security Council in order to lift the snap back?
We've just presented a resolution.
So I was just late a bit.
Yeah, you are a little bit late, but you can write it after that. Okay? Everything is clear?
Do you think, though, would you request a meeting even this weekend for this, or what's the urgency that I know it's up to the presidency?
I heard that there is some kind of request for consultations for tomorrow, but I have no confirmation. So it's of course the council will discuss this issue for sure. But I think that our position is clear right now. Yes. Thank you very much.
So there's no vote tomorrow.
Sorry?
No vote tomorrow on your draft resolution.
It may happen. I don't know. It's still every option is on the table.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ambassador.
Thank you.